What's up, everyone? Draft-a-Palooza is back. It's a late night Draft-a-Palooza. I need to send some messages out here, but we've got a late night Draft-a-Palooza going this time. And of course, as always, we are drafting best ball teams all throughout the summer. We're gonna get tons of best ball teams drafted. I'm switching back and forth between Underdog, DraftKings, and whatever other platforms are out there. So that's what we're doing. We're drafting best ball teams all summer long. And of course, to start this one off, guys, there's some interesting news updates here by Deepak Chona, MD, at SportMDA Analysis on Twitter for credit. So there's a couple things that I wanted to go over here from Deepak Chona that are very relevant for our best ball bags. So let's get right into it here. NFL injury updates. Chris Godwin, 2 surgeries. May explain why he's not cleared yet. Typically only 1 planned. Other players returned in season with his injury. So this is the assumption as to why this has taken so long. TBD, not sure yet, but lean towards week 1 return. So Chris Godwin, very important player this season. Dr. Chona thinking week 1 potentially, but he is sketchy about it. Ayuk, no timeline, quote unquote, does not equal a setback. Data favors October 1st or 9th. So Brandon Ayuk missed the first month most likely. Fine. What else, right? We got a lot of other players that we need to worry about. Nick Chubb, multi-ligament knee injury, almost always major dip. 2024 foot injury, not associated with persistent dip. Data shows improvement to 85% of pre-injury 2023 level. So should be back and should be in good shape. Malik Neighbors, toe injury, not on the pup, whatevs. Stephon Diggs, this is big. Cleared for camp. Lean towards week 1 return. First 6 weeks associated with higher soft tissue risk in wide receivers of his age list. We already know he's old. I'm actually surprised that he's likely to play week 1. So that's huge. That's a big deal. Stephon Diggs, available very late in our best ball draft. Very late. So he's a guy that we can almost get for free. Let's see here. Okay, hang on. Just letting everybody know that we are live. It's an unusual time. Okay. Christian McCaffrey. Data suggests likely pre-injury level to start week 1. Injury risk, 2x the average RB. So basically, yeah, we already know McCaffrey's got a slightly higher injury risk than other people. But according to this particular Twitter doctor, and we don't know if he's a real doctor or just a Twitter doctor. According to this fellow, McCaffrey should be good to go and as good as he was before the injury. That's huge. Okay, fine. Right? JJ McCarthy, no lingering dip by week 1, so should be a full go for week 1. We already kind of knew this. Remember, Justin Herbert had the plantar fasciitis all of last season. No impact for this year. Amon-Ra, 100%, no major injury risk. Daniel Jones, little nugget here that, he's now 2 years removed from his ACL tear. So the thought is he should be back to his full strength. Cool beans. Cooper Kupp. I love this. TBD, washed versus injured in 2024. Was he washed? Or was he just injured? When I think about Cooper Kupp as a player and like the will and what it took for him, who's really just an unheralded kind of like college guy, to make it all the way into the career he had, I think he's a hard worker. He's not the kind of guy that's going to kind of give up late. And it's not like a Dez Bryant situation where he just kind of like didn't give a shit later in his career, right? Started 2024 with big game, had the high ankle sprain, and then kind of sucked the whole year. What's the deal with Cooper Kupp? I guess we'll find out. Josiah, what's up, my brother? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like they upgraded from him to Davante Adams. Like Davante Adams is a massive upgrade over Cooper Kupp, especially the Cooper Kupp they had last year. So I don't know. Is he washed? I just think I love that he put it. Was he washed? I mean, we've talked about this on the breakdown. Is he washed? Is he just not good anymore? It could be. Or he was hurt. That's what we've heard about Breece Hall. I talked about this on the last stream with Breece Hall, where I was like, why does this guy suck all of a sudden? He was so good his first couple of years. And finally, the Jets have like a slightly better team. And he sucked last year. And now he's like, yeah, I had a torn something or another the whole year. I was playing with an injury, a PCL injury or ACL, some CL injury of some sort. And so now there's a lot of enthusiasm around Breece Hall. Like, oh, he was hurt last year. That's why he sucked. We'll see. And Polak, yes, I agree with you. We are drafting on DraftKings today, guys. So prep for that one. We'll do a DraftKings draft. We got to switch it up a little bit. Got to get back to DK. A little DraftKings, little underdog, a little bit of everything. Kenny Walker, groin at the end of minicamp, worth monitoring. Most likely outcome, fully active, fine. This was one I was looking for. Ricky Pearsall, confident for his return this week. That's all we need to know. TJ Hawkinson, another little interesting nugget here. Hawkinson, multi-ligament knee injury in 23. 24, he was not very good. 24, he was not very good. So he says 24 stats are not reflective of true abilities, most commonly return to pre-injury level year 2. So maybe we're not high enough on TJ Hawkinson, because going into last year, we were like, this is one of the top dogs. And then, of course, he had the bad year, and we're like, man, this guy sucks now. Well, as it turns out, maybe that was just lingering effects from that injury. So that is our news and notes segment. Big stuff. Diego Aguilera. I think we're going to get, I agree with you. We're going to get, I just finished drafting Davante Adams in another league. I think we will get vintage Davante. Stafford also brings out the best in wide receivers. He just does. Stafford is that guy. I talk about this all the time. Kenny Golladay was not even good. Here we go. $3 contest. Best ball, 1.5 million. $3 best ball contest. Let's go. Lots of spots available, guys. There's no excuses. Get in there with me. We're in the $3 play action 20 max. I don't even know how I haven't maxed this out yet, but I haven't. We've been mostly focused on underdog the last few weeks here. I love Adams this year. Stafford makes players better. Kenny Golladay sucked when he wasn't on the Lions. Like, he was only good on the Lions. That's all it is. So with that being said, guys, let's try to fill this contest here. We're in the play action. You know, I forgot. They don't show you live on screen, this thing filling up. Yeah, there we go. We're up to 8. So we are filling. We are live. Now, let's talk about the play action contest real quick and just remind ourselves what we have going on here. Standard DraftKings formula. $14-week regular season. Playoffs week 15. Playoffs are a 1-week event, right? So the first playoff, you're up against 12 other teams. You got to come in first to advance. So you need to put up monster scores week after week after week in a row. It really takes a special team to win one of these. Like, you almost can't luck into it. It takes a very, very special build to win one of these. You got to have some low-owned guys. By the way, speaking of Adams, again, I'm going to throw out one more thing to talk about how monstrous he could be. And let me put your comments on screen, guys. Puka Nacua, the whole reason that Puka's one of the best raw talent players in the NFL. If you know, his success rate is crazy. And here we are live. Let's see what we got. But what if Puka gets hurt? Puka gets hurt all the time. if Puka Nacua gets hurt and Adams doesn't, remember last year Puka got hurt and then also Cooper Kupp got hurt. And then it was just this whole year of no one at wide receiver for the Rams until they all came back. And that was when Kyron Williams just went nuts, catching 6-7 passes per game, right? What if, and hear me out, let me get this cleaned up a little bit. But what if Puka gets hurt and then Devontae Adams ends up being like the WR1 and he's putting up 30s and 40s? Like, that could actually happen. All right, so let's see who's in here. Josiah, you're in here with us. Let's see. We got Exablocki in there. Beta Runner, DFS Army. Fact is here. Fact 74, always with us. There's Josiah right next to me. That's where I want you, Josiah. Side by side, my brother. Me, side by side is how we belong. Right next to each other. Where's Tattoo? We'll sandwich it up. A little sandwich. If Tattoo was in here, we'd be sandwiching the three of us. A little sangy. Oh, Hacker's in there. Number 3. Let's go. Stephen Hacker. All right. Slider 23 is Stephen Hacker. Let's go. Okay. I'm always picking 12th. That's just how we do it in the VIP. I don't mind the 12th pick. I don't mind it. I can work with that. What I do mind is having to be sandwiched with Josiah taking all my guys. But you know what? It's got to be someone. It's got to be Josiah. So I'm down with that. I'm okay with it. Fine with it. Now, in this format, as a reminder, I will be looking and thinking about various stacks, who kind of works with what. So as we take our wide receivers, especially, we want to start thinking about, all right, is this going to be the kind of draft where I just grab a luxury quarterback early? Or is this going to be the kind of draft where I like grab Brian Thomas and then make sure I get me some Trevor, or a lower kind of stack? Maybe we build something around, Bryce Young or something like that. So we'll see how we treat the draft. But because it's this format where you really need, in order to get out of those playoff rounds especially, it's one thing to get through your pod. It's a whole other thing to make it through a round in the playoffs. And the only way you're making it through the playoff rounds is going to be by having a correlated team that puts up a monster score, or catching the week where Mike Evans or Jonathan Taylor just go off for a 50 burger. Hate to say it, but I mean, that's what does it. The other thing about this format, we are on DraftKings where PPR points are king, wide receivers are king on this format. So let me see if I can get a draft board going here. We'll put that up in a second, but I don't know why I'm not seeing it. Oh, here we go. Yeah, CeeDee Lamb, Amon-Ra. See how the wide receivers are going a little bit earlier than they normally do. And especially the non-PPR type running backs are lasting longer. So just be aware, that's kind of how this goes. I took Achane with my first pick. Let me just see if I want to double RB it here. I really want stud wide receivers. I'm going Nico Collins mostly because I just want to make sure I'm playing a little more balanced. But with Nico already, hey, feelers are up for CJ Stroud. I don't really like building a lot of CJ Stroud stacks, primarily because I don't really know or enjoy or appreciate the WR2 or 3 or 4 or tight end from the Texans. So like that team doesn't like excite me that much as far as building deep stacks, but we'll see. Let's watch the draft board instead of my screen. Where is that? Yeah, let's get that going up on screen here. There we go. What does this do? Oh. There we go. So let's take a look at everybody's start. Josiah starts with Brian Thomas and Derrick Henry. A similar start to me. I took Achane and Collins. Could easily flip-flop those two. Fact 74, another one in the chat here with us. And now, DFS Army member, what's up, Fact74? CD Lamb, Ashton Janty. Good start, nice and balanced. Beta Runner. And I'm going to forget about Slider every time because no DFS Army avatar, make me forget. But Beta Runner in here with us, McCaffrey and T. Higgins. That is an early grab of T. Higgins. Maybe too early. Maybe a little too soon. Bijan, Neighbors, Jonathan Taylor. That's a nice one. Is that you, Polak, Exablaki? And then Slider with the Jahmyr Gibbs, Josh Jacobs combination. Really good. Look at this guy, Water Boys with Barkley and Bauer. So pretty standard round one. The biggest surprise for me so far in round one, Chase Brown dropping all the way there is great for that guy. He fucked his shit up, though, by taking Tyreek Hill at the end of round two. Donkey. Beta Runner's in here. Yeah, it was a little soon with Higgins. Like, I'm pretty confident Higgins would be there for you in the next round. Or actually, you might be able to get, you might have been able to still get him in round three. Like, for me, if I'm in this spot, I'm taking Wilson, Jacobs, maybe something like that. But, it was, I definitely don't mind Higgins ahead of AJ Brown. I'm for that. There goes JSN. The N stands for never done it. Never done it. Sorry about that. Sort by ADP. So interesting. Let's see what sucker takes Rashee Rice. Strong thoughts on Marvin Harrison. Was 209 last year. Explain what the 220 and 209 is. Like what are you referring to with those numbers? But as far as Marvin Harrison goes, overall, was 209 and now it's 220. I don't understand. Is that like, you mean his like seasonal projection? Oh, his weight. Okay. Listen, if I don't think the weight was why he had a mediocre season last year. That's not why I think it happened. I think he had a mediocre season because Kyler Murray has a hard time delivering him the football. Will that get better this year? I don't know. I don't have a ton of hope for him. I don't. Terry McLaurin out? No! Get used to it. All right, here we go. Breece Hall, a.k.a. Breece Lightning. Let's go. Now we have 2 running backs, 1 wide receiver. Take Ted McMillan here just to mess with Josiah. I know you wanted him. Right. Polak, though, would you agree? I think the reason that Marvin Harrison wasn't good is because just Kyler Murray's not that good. Sorry. It's not that good. Still put up good fantasy numbers last year. Like, actually, if you look at Kyler Murray, his fantasy production was not bad. What are we doing here? There we go. Yeah, fantasy points per game last year, 18.7. It's not bad. He averaged 18.7. Let's look at Mayfield, 23.2. Burrow, 24. Jalen, 22. Jaden, probably also around 22. Yeah. So gives you a little bit of an idea of what to expect. After you get past this kind of initial group of studs, you get into that second level of guys who average 18 or 19. Even Jared Goff averaged what? Yeah, 19, 20. There we go. So it's important. I do look at this. Can't look at that number, though. Justin Fields all week. So with Fields, he didn't play the whole season. You got to look at the games he played, right? Look at all this. It was pretty good. It was pretty freaking good when he played and started. So I look at a lot of that. I do think that the average production from the previous year is relevant. Let's see. I'm waiting for the donkey. Yeah. Kyler could play some flag football. I feel like Kyler just needed great coaching. He's a player that really needed like great coaching to keep him focused. All right, so let's get a little bit into what's going on here. Slider coming off the Worthy pick. I really like the Worthy pick there. Again, taking advantage of the fact that Rashee Rice probably going to miss most of the season, or at least half the season with the pending suspension that is looming. Do not take Rashee Rice in best ball. He's probably going to miss 6 or 7 games. Now, when a guy misses 6 or 7 games in best ball, every single game missed is points against your team that you're not scoring. It's not good. Here we go. Sliders, Marvin Harrison, Worthy, Jamo Williams. Every team should have a Jamo on it. Everybody goes in order of where they're supposed to go. Let's see, Pollock, you got Pickens. Hunter 4-8, I think, is a reach. I think you took Hunter too soon. You got to move him down in the rankings right now. I'm worried about Hunter. I'm worried about, how his pedigree as a wide receiver. It's still very mysterious. Mysterious is how I'm going to call it. Got Debo there for Beta Runner with Jaden Daniels. So Beta Runner already working the stack. Little Jaden Debo stack. That's a pretty common stack that you're going to see on DraftKings because Debo does tend to go about a round after Jaden right here. So I've had that combo quite a bit. It's harder actually to get Jaden with McLaurin. Here we go. We're almost up on the clock here. Laporta, early pick of Laporta as well. That's interesting. And let's see here. We got 2 wide receiver. We got 2 running back, 2 wide receiver. The sky's the limit for us right now. Wow, wide receivers are draining fast. Let's see what we got. All right, based on my rankings, no, let's sort by ADP. I don't want to overstep my bounds too deep here. So, is this a 30-second clock? Got a little more time than I'm used to. I'm going Waddle. Take a look at the quarterbacks. Tight end, no. Running back. Henderson, no, I don't like them. So I'm going back to wide receiver. Maybe we'll take some upside here. Wait, where the heck is? All right, we're going Rome. Okay. All right. A little bit of upside there with Rome. I don't have a lot of oh, you want to hear about the tooth, bro? Fuck. I go to the dentist. Emergency. Mouth hurts. Can't bite down. They scanned it. Yeah, there we go. MLB crew. That's what's up. They scanned it. They scanned the teeth. And they're like, yeah, you're fine. You don't have a cavity. So I'm like, hey, you don't have a root canal. There's nothing going on here. So I don't know. She's like, maybe it's your gum. I don't know. All I know is fucking mouth hurts. Even now. They gave me some rinse. I got this rinse. I haven't rinsed it yet, but we're going to be rinsing and repeating, I guess. I don't know. Hopefully it'll get better. It's a horrible thing. The worst part about tooth pain was just that you don't really enjoy eating food when your tooth hurts. Kind of ruins it. Like it ruins the enjoyment of food. Maybe I'll lose some weight. Let's go, Pollock. You're on the clock. Rashee Rice. Oh, bro. Oh, shit. The donkey. He must be in the bathroom. He must be somewhere. Bro. Pollock hillbilly. What are you doing?
Yeah, you will take your chances.
I know.
Those are chances you don't want to be taking, bro.
What is this?
I'm telling you, that's an auto pick. It's an auto pick. Disaster. We know it. Yeah. If it was a couple rounds later, 6.8 is still a bargain price for Rashee Rice, but like, you know, compared to where it was going, he's going around 3 or earlier season. I knew it was like a reset. Every single time you get burned on this, you got to upload the rankings. This is why you take my ranking sheet, upload it to your DraftKings, and this will never happen. If I sort this thing by my rankings, I don't even want to show it to you because there's been a player who's been number 1 on the rankings for like a round and a half. I'm not even going to show it because the second Josiah sees my screen, he's taking that guy. And I know Fact74 is taking that guy if he sees the screen. Oh, all right. I wish you auto-picked again. Taking Pearsall. How dare you? Oh, really? Really? Taking Pearsall? You know I'm waiting for him. You know.
How dare you?
I'm waiting for him. Now I have to replan my whole draft. The whole thing got fucked. We still only have 2 running backs. We've got 4 wide receivers. Let's go. No quarterback yet. Who could we pair up with? We got Collins. We got McMillan. We got Waddle and Rome. So any of Caleb, Drake May, not May. Any of Caleb, Ted McMillan goes with Bryce Young, Waddle with Tua. I ain't drafting Tua. Hell no. Hell no. Fuck with your shit? Hell no. Well, you guys took all the running backs? Should we go with Hawk here? All right. Hawkinson. First pick. Again, not in love with the group of available Kyler Murray, Fields, Dak Prescott, Purdy. Let's go. Godwin. Oh, yeah. You know what? Information we got? Godwin probably start in week 1. Should be okay. Right? Wait, is that what Deepak said? Hold on. Did I even forget? Hold on a second. Dr. Chopra. What did he say about Godwin? See, I already forgot. 2 surgeries, may explain not being cleared. Typical, only week 1 would be planned. May explain not being cleared yet. Typically, only 1 would be planned. This doesn't give me a lot of information. Okay, leaning towards week 1 return. All right, we took a chance. We took a chance, guys. Everybody loves Ricky. Why is it beat? It beat the geek, not your geek. I'm not your geek. I'm the. There's no other. Guys, a little note for Tattoo, who is here in the chat. One of the things we're doing, and it's a lot of fun, is we are just creating these $25 sleeper leagues for Best Ball. And what I like about it, it's no advertising. You can join or not. But what I like about it is it's like these kind of leagues. We're doing the Best Ball Draft-a-Palooza anyway. Maybe we'll Draft-a-Palooza. You want to Draft-a-Palooza, a Best Ball team in the Beat the Geek Tattoo? Should we set one up that we like do a fast draft during a Draft-a-Palooza episode? We live stream the draft. How do you like that? Yeah, let's do one of those, right? But what we're doing is they're $25 leagues. And it's just fun. Like, hey, you want to get in leagues with your friends? That's what we're doing. Tattoo's setting them up. They're all done through League Safe. Listen, no strangers. It is not a DFS Army product. Tattoo's setting it up. And we're just setting up these leagues. 12 men. No in-season management whatsoever. That's important to me. I can't have more leagues than I have to manage. I've got 14, 15, 17 dynasty leagues. I'm in all these. So I don't want more. Part of the reason I love Best Ball, I love fantasy football. I want more and more and more of it. Part of the reason I love Best Ball is I don't have to manage the team in season. I got too much going on, bro. And I'm doing DFS in season. Like, when am I doing that? Showdown breakdown, tournament tactic. We are doing DFS in season. So I don't have a lot of time to fuck around with season-long teams, and especially waivers and all that stuff. But I do like to put my draft skills to the test. So we're setting up all these leagues. We'll make as many as you want. I will be in every single one of them. And I'm paying just like everybody else. But I'll be in every single one of them. Beat the Geek. You draft against me and 11 other people from the Draft-a-Palooza, usually DFS Army, or at least from the YouTube watchers. Draft against us and have some fun. Like, right? It's $25 and it's a league against 12 people. Standard payout, standard scoring, all the rules. So, top 3 are going to get paid and the whole thing. Just like your regular fantasy football league, except, all right, I know what I got to do here. Just like your regular fantasy football league, except it's best ball. And, we lower it to $25 so that it's not that big of a thing. And you get to have the fun of doing a draft. And it's kind of like these, really. If you're, yeah. Ricky Gordon's got it, man. You got to get all up in there with that fraud. It could be just something all up in my gums. I don't know. Yeah. I've been eating a lot of, nuts and stuff, not balls. Come on, meme. But I eat a lot of nuts, and like they're hard things. You're crunching on them. Let's see, Breece Hall, Drake May, Joe Lowe, T-Law. I want to get T-Law on my team, but it's too soon. All right, we're going Brock Purdy. Fuck it. I don't even know what I'm doing right now. No sensitivity at all. It's hot. It's cold. I also bit down on it at the dentist's office. She's like, you don't have any problem with your tooth. It's not hot. It's not cold. And so she thinks it's like gum related or rinse. I don't know. I got to get one of these. I have the electric. I do electric toothbrush, and I might even brush for too long. Like I brush for like 5, 6, 7 minutes with the electric. I just go again and again. Oh, fuck. I see. This is the problem. I can't even say the name. But at this point, no. I got my 2 QBs. I've got Caleb. I've got Purdy. Good enough for me. So right now we've got Caleb Williams paired up with Rome Odunze. Purdy not paired up with anybody. I was trying to think about taking a correlative play, but I just think Stroud. It would have been either Stroud or Tua. I had to just drop down a little too far there, and I at that moment I could not think of. I basically just don't like the running backs that are available here. I just don't like this group. So I have how many? I have 2 or 3. Yeah, see, I left myself a little vulnerable at RB in this draft. What happened is I looked up and they were all just gone. Drop down and get your eagle on. I don't even know what that means, bro. I don't even know what that means. Where are we here? Draft board. Okay, back to it. So let's see what everybody's doing. What happened to all the running backs? You guys went crazy on them. Yeah, so we see a massive run of QB here in round 9 and 10. Massive run. Could have taken anyone. Did anybody get correlative QBs? Not really. Yeah. Fact, paired up Lamb with Prescott. Well done. Bob, you've got just Jolo, 1 QB so far. With stack with Golden. Okay. I thought about Brian Robinson Jr. too, but I took Godwin there. That was maybe you know what? I know how I'll make up for it. I know what I'm going to do. But I double tapped the quarterbacks on the last round, just got my quarterbacks in. Fine. CJ Strizzles. Yeah, where's the Ivan? Super correlation. I don't have correlation with Purdy. It's like I had this dream that I was going to get Pearsall, but then it didn't happen. Tucker? Yeah, you'll be able to get Tucker. Jolo, Tucker, Matthew Golden. That's fine. I think Jordan Love is a good quarterback to build around. Let's go back to Dr. Deepak Chopra. He said that Ayuk maybe October 1st. So Brandon Ayuk not completely useless. Maybe somebody will want to take him. There he goes. Let's see who took Ayuk. Yep. No craft for you, Josiah. The only music I have on lately, by the way, guys. By the way, let's get serious for a second. Ozzy. Fucking Ozzy, man. I was just listening to... Let's go Hollywood. I was just listening to his concert that he did a couple weeks ago, right? And it's like, fucking Ozzy, man. Love Ozzy. So upset that he died. Like, he got the last concert in. He was so good. He was so good at it. Just got that last little bit in there. And then he just went. Like, did you guys watch the 9-hour heavy, like, just Ozfest thing that happened? It was like 2 weeks ago, live. Ozzy got off all of his pain meds, all the drugs, and he fucking belted out his songs really well. Like, it sounded almost vintage Ozzy. Crazy Train was awesome. My favorite, of course, War Pigs. Don't know. War Pigs. Paranoid. Does Ozzy get the credit he deserves for being sort of the pioneer of metal? I say Black Sabbath, when it comes to metal, heavy metal, especially like the almost like the modern style of heavy metal, I say I elevate them massively. I don't like Led Zeppelin. People talk to them. Led Zeppelin to me is rock music, classic rock, all the way. With Black Sabbath being more of what I would consider to be like the pioneer of heavy metal. I don't know if other people agree with this. Yeah, fuck yes. In fact, 74. You don't understand. I've had Ozzy just like, and even before him passing away, it's like weirdly in the last 6 months, I really got into Black Sabbath. And I think it's partially because I wasn't into Black Sabbath growing up. It was still classic rock for me, even growing up, but I was much more into Led Zeppelin from that era, and definitely like Pink Floyd and that kind of thing. So Ozzy was not really on my radar as like a band that I listened to, or Black Sabbath is like a band that I straight listened to. It was yeah. See, there we go. He's the father of metal. No, like people say it's Zeppelin. I don't think so. I think Ozzy was the father of metal, and Ozzy actually got, like, when he left Black Sabbath and did the Ozzy, that first album with Crazy Train on it, and there's like a couple other really good songs from his like solo album. They were fucking awesome. Like, that guy left Black Sabbath. Black Sabbath is awesome too. Like, that guitarist is amazing in Black Sabbath. So. And the drummer, love the drumming. So like, yeah. See, there you go. Rock and blues. Like, to me, Zeppelin is much more like, just like rock. Like, cool. I love Zeppelin too. Don't get me wrong. I'm not dissing Zeppelin. I love Zeppelin too. I like that band. But like, Ozzy was unique and different and awesome. I heard a story that the song Paranoid, which wound up being one of their most famous and one of their biggest songs from Black Sabbath, like, that's almost their biggest song. They recorded in like 15 minutes. It was just like they needed filler for an album, and they said we need a 3-minute song. And yeah, they need a 3-minute song. So like the guitarist was like dun, 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 and they just did a quick 3-minute song, and they're like, Ozzy just mumbled words to it the whole time, and then they were like, you know what, that sounds pretty fucking good. Let's go with it. And that was it. Really? Oh. All right. This is starting to get into problem territory. My lack of running backs. I was waiting on Benson. See, this is the problem. I'm sitting here telling stories about Ozzy, not paying attention. Yeah, Fact 74 is just grabbing all the RBs. Sharing is caring, bro. You left me nothing. I can't play these guys. These are garbage. Taking a handcuff now? What the hell? Dun, 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 dun. Paranoid. Listen, who among us hasn't bitten the head off of a winged animal at some point? The thing about Ozzy, though, is for all the reputation, as Satan's child or whatever, in the end, he was a good dude. All the money from that concert that they just did, which was almost $200 million, and they're doing a movie, it could raise $1 billion for Parkinson's disease. And it all went straight. It all went straight to charity. I just think Ozzy was a good dude, and he'll be missed. Rip Ozzy. I hope everybody, get a little nostalgia going. Go watch that concert that they did. It was awesome. Metallica, it was there. Guns N' Roses is there. Like, what? Axl Rose out there screeching away. It was cool. It was definitely cool. Rip to the legend. So I have no running backs because Fact 74 took all the running backs. That's just what happened. Garendo, Scadaboo, Charbonnet. I'm just kidding, Fact 74. Yeah, it's all good. You didn't do anything wrong. You're doing well. The guy who burned me was here. I thought that Benson would last all the way to my next pick, and that's just me. That's on me for being wrong. Like, I could have taken Benson here. I feel good when I get Benson as my RB4. I really think that he's going to be starting games this year. Oh, yeah. It's not even a tooth, by the way. It's just I had to go to emergency dentist having mouth pain over here. And the dentist's like, yeah, I scanned your stuff. You don't have any cavity or anything like that. It's just she thinks it's gum related. So she gave me a rinse. I don't know, but my fucking tooth hurts. It's not fun. I have a tooth pulled so he can move this south. But yeah, that's right. I need to yank a few more teeth before I go to Virginia. Are you in West Virginia? If it's West Virginia, I got to pull a whole mouth out. I don't want to look like a fancy Yankee, fancy boy. Who's this fancy boy with all his teeth? I feel like if I went to the South, they'd be like, who's this fancy boy? Nah, not in Virginia. Virginia, all those rich men live north of Richmond over there. Virginia is the power base of the world. That's where the evil is. Rich men north of Richmond. Want to know what you think? I got 2 quarterbacks, 3 running backs, 8 wide receiver, 1 tight end. We are light on tight ends. We'll take Hunter Henry. I love Hunter Henry. Hunter Henry is one of those buttons I'm always comfortable clicking. We'll take Algier. Bijan gets hurt. Algier steps up. Yeah. Hockey Goon and Hillbilly have that tooth situation in common. The lack thereof. Guys, I've got an interesting late best ball pick that might win us our league this year. Okay? And let me share with all of you, because that's what we do here. We don't hold information to ourselves. Really, really late pick. Okay, nobody in this draft take this guy. He doesn't get drafted. So if you do, I know you were listening and you did it purposely to fuck me, and I'm going to be pissed. But I was listening to one of the coaches for the Chiefs, or actually one of the front office people for the Chiefs, Kansas City Chiefs. And they were talking about Elijah Mitchell being slid into the J-Rock McMillan role. Jerick McKinnon, not McMillan. The Jerick McKinnon role as the third down sort of scat back guy on the team. They were talking about how like a couple years ago, they had a guy for that role in Jerick McKinnon, and he was a big part of the offense. And they think, and the guy who at least brought in Elijah Mitchell, they think that Mitchell can be this sort of Jerick McKinnon type role for the Chiefs. And we've already seen that role on the Chiefs. Yeah, because he has no stats because he didn't play last year. He was injured, but he played 2 years ago and he did really well. So as a potential last pick in your draft, I think paying attention to your last pick in your draft is really, really important. We want to scroll down and take a player who is going to be lower owned just for the low ownership of it. This is a tournament, right? It's hard to beat everyone. So if you have that one crazy spike week where, hey, so Elijah Mitchell, anyway, some mild interest as a potential late round running back. The negative with Mitchell is he's less likely than some other backup running back types to get the full role if the starter goes down. He's just not super likely to get that, right? Compared to, are we coming up on the last round? Yeah. Compared to other late round backups like a Trey Benson, who is more likely to get the full, or a Zach Charbonnet type. Those guys are getting the role if the starter goes down. With an Elijah Mitchell, Kareem Hunt's probably still there. And so he's probably not as good of a sexy of a pick, but that's also why you get him basically for free with your last pick. I only have 2 tight ends, 2 QBs. Let me just check the bye weeks here. Make sure no one's overlapping. Yeah, no overlap there. Oh, there's 4 more picks. Okay, wait a second. Oh, shit, we're on the clock. Wait a minute. Oh, yeah. Oh, whoa. There's 4 more. Okay, I was like, man, seems like there's still a lot of good players left. I mean, you didn't leave me too much at this point, but Miles Sanders, Jarquez Hunter. How about DJ Giddens? Yeah, take a little backup DJ Giddens action. I'm going to have to load up on these crapola running backs because that's what happens when you only get 2. But I don't know. What are you guys thinking about what I talked about with Elijah Mitchell? What if he gets the Jerick McKinnon role, right? It's not going to be Kareem Hunt. He's more of like the backup, the direct backup for the main role. But he's not the third. See, they want to bring a guy in on third down. When you show up with all your teeth in Virginia, they call you a fancy boy. Like, oh, who's this fancy boy? What are you from New York? I'm like, dude, what the fuck? We don't even know each other. It's a little soon to be making a nickname up, especially a derogatory one. Soon. It's a little too soon. Fancy boy. Russell Wilson goes. Let's see who's what. Slider takes Turd Ferguson. Interesting. Tajay Brooks. So let's take a look at just the makeup of some of the teams here. You just get a sense of it. We got a 7 RB, 7 wide receiver here. Only 2 quarterbacks. Slider goes standard 3-5-7-3. I assume the next pick for Slider probably be a wide receiver. Need one more. Get one more wide receiver. Maybe another tight end in the mix. Exablocki 3-5-9-1. You need your tight ends. You waited too long. Beta runner here in the draft with us. Higbee Smalls. All right, let me start planning out my last pick here. All right, QB spot. Everybody gone. RBs. Not looking too good. Let's get Eli Mitchell queued up. Got to take one share of this. All right, we got Mitchell queued up. We're going to take him. You know what? I think Flacco is reasonable. I'm just going to double tap this other Kansas City running back, YOLO style, for no reason. It's like, fuck it. Maybe if I take enough running backs, it'll all work out. All right, we're going to do another one of these right after, guys. So stick around. We'll do a second draft. This takes a while. DraftKings, about a 35-minute time frame to do a full draft, about 35 minutes. I talked in the beginning of this for like 15 minutes. So, yeah, about a 35-minute draft. I'm almost going to be without teeth, guy. I was ready to tell that, I was ready to tell the dentist, like, just yank that shit, man. But she's like, it's not even the tooth. You don't want to yank it. You're gonna be toothless. And then they'll say, God damn, he's ruthless. Sorry. With the right, left, he's toothless. Remember that? All right, so we are done. Another draft in the books. I don't feel like this one went that well for me. It's just too much yapping. Maybe the big gap between, the last time I did a DraftKings one and now, I'm just interested in some of the final round picks that people took. Let's just look at the last round that people took here. Elijah Moore, hate that. Who's that? Graham fan? That's just a waste. Westbrook Akine, I like that one. Westbrook Akine is a good pick. I like that. Lazard, no. Monagai, fine with it. AJ Barner, interesting. Oh, that reminds me of another potential late round tight end. I wonder if he went here. Let's see. So this guy took AJ Barner, but the Seahawks cut Noah Fant. And Arroyo in round 16. There it is. Okay. So Arroyo then goes all the way up in round 16 to the Water Boys. And Arroyo is that guy that there's a little bit of buzz around right now. Waller. Yeah. I feel like he went 2 rounds too early, if you ask me. Like, that's a little too soon for that guy. I'm not even going to do the recap, guys. It just takes a long time. And I just don't want to do it. Yeah, it could be. Barner could be the guy. I looked up Barner. He's got like decent stats, acceptable speed. Everything about Barner is fine. The thing about Arroyo is he's a second round draft pick, and that is much better than whatever the hell Barner is. So it's really just draft capital for me. Let's get back into the lobby, guys. Let's just do another one. These drafts take a long time. And if I do a full recap of the draft, it's going to be another 20 minutes. So let's just jump into another one. I know you guys get bored. Yeah. Well, when you mentioned him, and yes, you did. When you mentioned it, I feel like it was before Noah Fant got cut. And then when Noah Fant got cut, oh, Eliminator? All right. Well, hey, I'm down. You only have to say it once. And I'm in. Eliminator action. We're doing best ball. We're switching it up. And by the way, you need as many Eliminator entries as you could possibly have. These are one-on-one. There's going to be a lot of luck. You got to navigate your way through this thing. It's like you got to dance your... Wait. Underdog trying to fuck me right now? Trying to load your location, guys. This is it. This is what we call fuckery from Underdog. It's because I'm live streaming. They don't like it. It's eating my computer power. I'm fully blaming that. Okay, here we go. All right, guys, switching it up. Pollock once. The Eliminator, and you literally only have to say the word, and you had me at hello. I love the Eliminator. Badge Bros. What's this? $10 entry. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I don't know who the Badge Bros are. Wait. Am I a Badge Bro? Is this NFL? Let's see what this is. Basic tournament info. 6-person fast drafts, 6-person drafts, 100K to first, brand new contest, round advancement, 1 out of 6, 1 out of 5, 1 out of 5, and then final. So standard contest. It's just with fewer players. Only 6 people in the draft. QB1, RB, WR3. This is just like donkey teams. Tournament rounds 4. It's, yeah, I'm not ready. We're not drafting this right now. I need to look at this. This is brand new. I have not seen it. Right off the bat, guys, it's already 26% full. Where the fuck did that happen? But right off the bat, it's a low rake too. I don't mind that. My main thought is you're going to have just like, there's almost no like superstar teams. You're drafting against just 6. Everybody got studs everywhere. Probably can wait really long for a quarterback in that format, if that makes sense. Interesting, but that's not what we're here for. But I will study this. Badge Bros makes it interesting. I am interested in that contest, but I do think it's going to play really weird. Like, I think that having only 6 people in there means it's just going to be studs. Your team is going to be so studly that like it I don't know. How does somebody draft poorly when you're drafting only against 6? Like, oh, you got a shitty player. Like, your starter is like Jaden Daniels, or you've got, Bijan, Derrick Henry, and Saquon all on the same team. Like, weird shit like that happens in those very tiny things. But we're going back to the Eliminator. Now let's remind everybody as we enter the contest what the story is with the Eliminator. Oh, come on. Try it again. All right. I got to hit enter again. I can actually do this. I did figure out that I can just enter on my phone, and then this is annoying. I don't even have that many windows open. Or do I? Maybe I do. You ever have secret windows open? You don't realize? I bet I do. No. Lobby, WNBA, NFL. See, these are the difficulties of live streaming. Let's go in there. Come on, fetch it. There we go. All right, we're in. Maybe some of you guys are already in here because I've head faked you 4 times already. Okay, so back to the strategy here. Josiah, I'm glad that you're in here. We've done a ton of these. So the Eliminator, the way this works is the first week, it's a 12 team. This whole pod, everybody here, will face one another. The top 6 will move on. And then after that, after week 1, it's just a random head-to-head against some random person in this tournament every single week. Half of the field is eliminated every single week. By week 3, if you get past week 3, you're already in the money. You're already in the top 25%. Week 4, top 12. Week 5, top 6. Week 6, top 3. Okay, so that's part 1. So how do you strategize for this? Well, in this contest, correlation means nothing. You have to treat this like a cash game. You want to go heavy running backs early. That's how we've been doing it all season long. Just grab your running backs early, get on them, have the best guys, have good running backs that can get you through those first 3 weeks. We want studs. And this is also underdog where PPR is king. It's not PPR. I mean, half point PPR. Touchdowns are king. So no correlation necessary whatsoever. As a matter of fact, I would say it's a negative in this contest because, hey, if you've built your whole team around a Bryce Young stack and the guy takes the shit, even 1 week, you're already gone. It doesn't matter that the next week he comes out and smashes. You need consistency, you need scoring, and you want your scoring generally to come from running backs that score a lot of touchdowns. The edge that we have here in the Draft-a-Palooza crew, VIP, you know how we do. The edge that we've got here is that we figured out that all these other best ball bros are using, they're so focused on setting up correlative stacks that they actually don't realize that this contest will not reward that at all. I believe it will penalize that. But at the very minimum, I don't think it will reward building correlative stacks because you don't need them. You're just trying to get through the week. So you're just trying to get through the week. Let's get the draft board on screen. One of the cool things about the way Underdog formats their stuff, as annoying as it was just now that their fucking system takes so long to register that I'm, in a legal state or whatever. But one nice thing about this format is I can put the full draft board on the screen the whole time. It's a separate standalone thing. So you guys will watch the draft board and I will look at my player pool simultaneous. Okay. So back to it. Trey McBride, 2.2. That's what I'm saying. Like, there's a donkey in the room, guys. There's a donkey in the room. And they took Jonathan Taylor. I don't mind the Jonathan Taylor pick there. But taking Trey McBride ahead of Brock Bowers is absolute madness. Madness. I don't even know how drafting works if he did that. Why would you do that? Just crazy. So we want a lot of running backs, and we want our running backs early, and we want them often in this format. That's all I'm going to say. Not going to say it again. Okay? So that's the main thought that I do on this in this format. And then from there, we just make sure that we get enough volume at the other positions to fill it out. But again, we don't need the smash games. A lot of the reason why the best ball bros are all about wide receivers early is because when you take wide receivers early and you skip the running backs early, and if you're trying to win the tournament, the big tournament, the best way to do it is to catch the Garendo style player, the Kyron Williams who comes out of nowhere. To catch that type of player that I was hoping you would leave me Breece Hall. You just fucked me. And you made Omarion all the way up there. I like that. That is balls. Fungul. Well done. Is that Fungul? Ugh. Oh, shit. Auto pick Bowers, and I don't mind it. I don't mind it. It's one of my, I don't have a lot of Brock Bowers. That's one of my first shares. I'll take it. Because I was hoping for Breece Hall, and I believe that's Fungul at the that's Polak. Yeah. So classic. Again, I'm against somebody who knows every bit of my strategy. Good times. Tyreek Hill, not a good pick. I'm not against it. I got auto picked. I'll admit it. Brock Bowers. That's what happens. Even those of us who have drafted. I don't even have an experience badge. Like, you're like, what? So clearly everybody makes that mistake. Josiah on the clock. So good to be hanging with Josiah. Oh, man. Josiah reminds me that tournament tactics is right around the corner. Guys, did you even know that DFS Army covers preseason football? Preseason is a week away. The Hall of Fame game is coming up. We'll have cheat sheets out. We'll have notes. We'll have projections. We'll have the Domination Station Optimizer, even for preseason games. We've done really well with it in the past. Yeah, it's right around the corner. I'm getting tingles from it. Training camp open today. You're starting to get all those little training camp updates. Love the Jaylen Warren? Jaylen Warren? All right. First, he takes Trey McBride. Then he takes Xavier Worthy. All right, I'll accept it. Jaylen Warren? Not even a starting running back. That is one of the worst picks I've listen, outside of like trolls, that's one of the worst picks I've seen yet. And I've seen some bad picks. That's one of the worst. Jaylen Warren, dude. What are you doing? Guy's just throwing away money. Let's see what's going on. All right. QB group. We've got Joe Burrow from the studs left. That's about it. Running back crew looking okay. I've got 2 running backs and a tight end so far. I still need a third running back, a good one, right? I'm not done. Oh, he took Kenny Walker. Let's see. What about wide receivers? No, we can do Tet McMillan here or DJ Moore. Let's go Tet McMillan, get our first wide receiver down. I like him. I like the rookie. I know it's like, hey, why are you taking rookies? I don't care. I like him. Fungal with Cortland Sutton. Oh, DJ Moore. It's like you're in my brain. You just want good, solid yeoman players who'll be out there doing the work. Part of the reason why I always push for 3 starting running backs in this format, Underdog has the flex spot, right? So we generally want to give our running backs a shot at all 3 of those spots because wide receiver pop games are so rare. They're so rare that you can't count on them, right? So a wide receiver pop game, it just doesn't happen that much. So like when you get a 20 from a wide receiver, amazing, right? Great. A 20 from a running back, that's kind of more like what you expect. He scored a touchdown. Where wide receivers don't often score. And again, this is half PPR. So to me, in this format, just the way the numbers kind of come together, you want more of an emphasis on early studly running backs to help you get through the first 4 weeks. The players in this format that are drafting like what wins the puppy. So what wins the puppy is, again, you might do what they call hero RB, where you take one really good one and then you just try to piece together a bunch of, round 7 and beyond type running backs that you hope will elevate. You get the Charbonnet elevation. Last year it was it was Charbs, but also on the Cowboys, I can't remember his name, but there were multiples. Chase Brown last year elevated late, right? So you get that late rush group that comes in, and that's how you win the tournaments, right? When you have Chase Brown and he starts going off, or if you have Isaiah Garendo and he's starting and doing amazing, Isaac Garendo, that's how you That's how you win the puppy, right? You might have started slow in that league, but now you're coming on strong late. You're coming on strong, right? So in this format, if we start slow and you want to wait to come on strong late, by the time you're planning on coming on strong, you're already done. You've been eliminated. There's no time to wait in this format for a backup running back to have an injury happen in front of them, get the starting role, etc. There's no time for that. You've already been eliminated. You're done. Bye. Deuces. Bye, Felicia. You're out. So we want to avoid putting ourselves in that situation. You gotta build a team on this in this format that starts off strong. Right out the box, right out the gate. So I'm very light at wide receiver. I'm not liking that. Get my favorite guy here, Ricky Pearsall, before everybody else takes him. Fungul was definitely taking Pearsall. I can't wait with Fungul drafting twice in between my two picks. In between my pick, there's not getting to me. You're not getting there. There's no waiting. Got to get the job done. Hunter Lupke. Okay. Oh, who's the Derek Carr of best ball this year? Man, there's so many. It's tough to say Derek Carr because there will never be another Derek Carr. What does that truly mean? Like, if the Derek Carr of best ball means the guy that I'm just going to shit on all season long is like the worst pick ever, that should be what it is, right? Like, if you know about me and Derek Carr, you know I was very much saving people. Remember having to play that guy. I think it's A.J. Brown. I think it's like A.J. Brown. This guy that you're excited, you pick him in round 2, and he gives you round 6 production. Not because A.J. Brown's not awesome, but because the Eagles don't need to throw that much. So he ends up having all these terrible games. I say A.J. Brown. We did a segment that actually was pretty good, I thought, like the worst pick in each round. I think A.J. Brown's the worst pick in round 2. Actually, the worst pick in this round 2 was Trey McBride because that guy's a fucking idiot. But generally, and look at this draft. See, this is the problem. You go on Underdog and, you know, the people know not to take Rashee Rice. The people know he's not going. I got 3, and 1, 3 running back, 3 wide receiver, 1 tight end. And I will tell you guys from experience that we are coming up upon what I like to call QB round. We're about a round away from a massive run on QBs. It usually happens somewhere in round 9, towards the end of round 9, into round 10. So we're just ahead of the usual place where people just start going bonkers for quarterbacks. You could see almost in the ADP pool how that's about to happen. Give it about another round or so, and it's just going to be all the mid QBs going in one shot. And pretty much every QB from here on is pretty mid. One cool thing about the Eliminator is there's no need to even worry yourself. Don't worry your pretty little heads about building stacks. Unnecessary, unhelpful, Does not benefit at all. Yeah. I think I'm going to take my QB here and just get Baker. I got to beat the rush. Your Derek Carr's Penix? Okay. I think Penix will be fine. Don't know. Oh, we'll go back to Godwin. Back to Godwin. Built an unintentional stack. So I said stacking, don't need to. But if it happens by mistake, it's nothing wrong with that. Unintentional. The fact that Godwin and Igbuga go back to back is fascinating. So Godwin, the guy who just got paid, 29 years old, clear WR1. Back to back with the rookie. I like Igbuga, so okay. Yeah, and by the way, stacking is fine. It's the problem isn't the stacking, it's forcing the stack. That's where you go wrong. Don't force it. Just let it come to you. If it happens, it happens. It's like when you go out to pick up chicks. The more you force it, the less successful it becomes. Just got to let it happen. Act natural. Act like you've been there before. Speaking of Penix, there he goes. That's an early grab of Penix, much earlier than I normally see him go. So, everybody got their ideas. I bet that guy, Jay Cream, I bet he thinks he has some correlation where he had to reach for him. Let's see. Brian Thomas, Nico Collins, DK. No. Oh, he's just loading up on QBs because he's a moron. Okay, so we have our first donkey, guys. This guy, Jay Cream, donkey. Why is he a donkey? Because taking 3 quarterbacks in the top 9 rounds is a fucking donkey move. This guy didn't bother to get wide. So we have a dead team. Let's make fun of the dead team, Jay Cream. And here's what's funny about this dead team. Highly experienced, guys. So this is a product of a high level of experience. Actually, the 2 highly experienced guys, both donkeys, let's show you why. They will both be out in week 1. Jay Cream, highly experienced, has now taken 3 QBs in his last 5 picks. Can't play only but 1. Can only start one of them. Why do you need 3? Why do you need 3? I don't know. Didn't take any running backs. Nothing. Got Kamara, Jordan Mason, who's not even a starter right now, and just 2. So this is a dead team. How do you get past week 1 with no running backs? And all 3 QBs kicking ass, but it didn't matter. That guy's not, and that's highly experienced, guys. Highly experienced. Okay? The other donkey, highly experienced. Are these guys auto drafting? What's going on? Is he a donkey too? No, less. Josh Jacobs, Joe Mixon, Aaron Jones. Still not very great, but acceptable. You never want to call too many people donkeys until you make your picks so that you're not the donkey. What if I'm the donkey? All right, we grab Caleb here, get our second QB since there's a run on quarterbacks from that one dude who took 3 of them. So I figure I'll get my second QB out of the way. Again, I've got 3 running backs, 4 wide receiver, and a super stud tight end. I can take a running back here, but I don't like who's left. Sir, we will go with a touchdown scoring wide receiver. Fine by me. Fungul, good pick with Mims Jr. there. So again, let's see who else is a donkey. Yep. James for hockey. You should stick to hockey. You forgot to take running backs. Again, it's such an easy scan. You just look up. You're like, oh, I think he could be okay, but like not. It doesn't look good. Here's another one. 2 running backs, and then all these wide receivers, just a wall of orange, and J.K. Dobbins. I don't like it. Buck. Here's another guy. B-Dats. Guys, I don't think we're going to have any trouble getting out of round 1 here and getting into the pool. Look at this guy. He didn't take any running backs either. It's like these guys are fucking crazy. I could be totally wrong about my approach, but I don't think so. Now he's got to just keep taking running back after running back, hoping that some of these turds work out. But the problem is these guys are not really going to be doing it in week 1. You're already gone. Fumalo, same thing. McCaffrey, Montgomery, and nothing else. Yeah, you're not past it. He's not going past week 1. There are a lot of donkey teams here. And Hiroki, the other experienced guy, yeah, dead. So I think that we need to, in this draft, everybody who's in it with me, based on the rest of the field, all we need to do is have a decent, acceptable, not horribly put together team, and we should be able to get out of this week 1 situation. Just got to get past the first week and get out. So the whole deal is you got to get past the first week and then get out in the ether where you're now matched up against people one-on-one. No, absolutely not, Pollock Hillbilly. Absolutely not. Mostert is just simply not going to play. He's not going to play. He's nothing like Montgomery. Mostert is small. He makes no sense. They're going to give it to they're going to give it to the rookie over and over. And Mostert's 32, 33. Do not draft him. He's garbage. That's my thoughts on it. Most hurt. J. Cream should take Mostert at this point because he's got no running backs. These guys are ridiculous. Another guy, Pomalo, 2 running backs. At this point, nope. Maybe try to luck out with Judkins. They haven't even signed this guy. He's so persona non grata. I got 2 quarterbacks, 3 running backs, 5 wide receiver, and a tight end. Again, my tight end is a supreme stud. Oh, Benson. All right. I do feel I want one more starting style running back. We're going to grab Jerry Ford here. Jerome Ford with Judkins probably suspended for a while. Trey Benson was gone. I was going to take Trey Benson. Fanstradamus fucked me. Fucking donkey that he is. He knew I was calling him a donkey. So then he's like, his vengeance was taking the player who I was about to take. I get it. I don't blame him. Somebody called you a donkey. You wouldn't be happy about it. I'd feel really bad if he was in the chat. And then I'd be like, no, you're not a donkey. Actually, I don't think I was ripping on him too bad. The worst draft so far, I would say, obviously, Fumalo. J. Cream is the worst. He's really bad. Fumalo and Horky. All these guys with the experience badge. And this goes with what I'm telling you, that I think the people who have been drafting on this format on Underdog are so trained in the style of drafting that they're doing that they're not able to adjust for the Eliminator, which I think will benefit some of us who haven't done a million drafts on this platform so far. Could be wrong. Could always be wrong. Yeah, there's no reason to take 3 quarterbacks that early in this format. You don't need a 30. You just need a 20. Yeah. I almost think that was like a mistake. I don't believe that somebody could be taking Jaylen Warren here thinking I just made a good pick. I'm assuming that was some sort of error Maybe he had a queue. Like, we don't have this person where we can ask a question, but this is a really kind of mediocre, bad draft too, this guy. By the time you took Warren here, you basically gave up a stud for a guy that's not that good. If you don't have, I have like Ozzy songs just playing in my head nonstop. Just letting you know. Like, as I'm speaking, all I hear is like, don't. Like, just Ozzy songs. All right. I'm going to take my third QB here. Now, one thing to note is bye weeks. You don't want too much bye week overlap here. So anything we can do to sort of space that out. So you do have to pay a little bit of attention to your position group, especially running backs and quarterbacks, to make sure that they don't overlap too much. Now I need my second tight end as well. I'm going to go Hunter Henry for my TE2. I got Brock Bowers, whatevs, you know what I mean? But I'll add Hunter Henry to the mix. I've got 3 QBs, so I'm done there. RB group, not as great as I normally would like it to be. I wanted to add Trey Benson in here so I could back up Connor. Now, you've heard me say that you should not handcuff in tournaments. This is different. This is not a tournament. This is more of a cash game style where you're just needing to win head-to-heads. So in this format, I do think it works to handcuff your running back. I think that's actually totally fine, and I like doing it. But again, my handcuff was taken one pick before. I wasn't even going to let him. I wasn't even really going to wait until his normal spot. I took him where I should, but you know, it is what it is. So I've got 2 tight ends, 4 running backs, 6 wide receivers. Definitely room for more wide receiver action on the squad. I want wide receiver. I want everybody off to an early start. So I'm generally looking to kind of avoid rookies if I can. At this point, you know, you can only do what you can do. There's just not that many players left who are good. But generally what I'm looking to do at wide receiver is not necessarily go for like sketchy secondary type wide receivers. I'm really looking for guys who can get off to veterans who get off to a good start if I can find them. You know, that's where, you know, I guess Godwin and I don't know. Actually, my wide receiver group is pretty shit. Now that I look at it, I'm not loving it at all. That could be the death of me. That's what happens when you get Bowers, right? Take a luxury tight end. That's sort of the you give up a little something at wide receiver when you take a luxury tight end. There's nothing, you know, just no other way around it. Let's get the draft board up again. You got to remind me. I don't always see it. Yeah, to make sure that we're showing the latest picks. So my bad there. All right, so just looking at my squad again: Barkley, Brown, Connor. Oh, I'm on the clock. Oh boy. All right. So I need another running back here. I'm gonna get. I feel like I want to take Tajay Brooks, the backup from the Bengals. In case Chase Brown goes down, I might take Shipley as well and just go. Oh, he's gone. Yeah, he's already gone. But yeah, I don't have any problem in this format. I don't mind this late in the draft just backing up my guys. This is really, like I said, it's really very much a cash game, and I think the way that you advance in this format is going to be by building a well-balanced team as opposed to, you know, a top-heavy team. So I got 5 running backs, 7 wide receivers, 2 tight end, 3 QB. I think I have, yeah, there's 2. I have 2 picks left. Yeah, there we are. So I have 1 pick left now. My last pick probably will be a tight end. Just to round out with 3. Note that in the last draft we just did on, I guess it was DraftKings, so it's different, but like the tight ends were long gone by round 17. We'll do a quick browse over for some of these teams. Again, so I'll do that here as we finish up. Fact 74, Achan, Jantian, Swift, nice little, and ETN. You got 4 starting running backs. You know I love it. You know I love that. Jaden, JSN, Jawan, Travis. This is a good team. This is Fact 74, one of the better teams I think that you've put together. Pittman and Higgins, whatever. But backups are fine, whatever. Jalen Wright, Roshan, good backups. Really, really good team all across the board. This is a really good one, Fact 74. You crushed it. Let's see. Skills, just this guy, Jalen Warren, Najee Harris on the pup. Like, this is a terrible team. I think this is a dead team, Trey McBride. Dead team. Unfriend you, Skills 20-28. I unfriend you. Dead team. That's 1 down. Horky, Puka, Amon-Ra, Garrett. Oh, good. Except he forgot to get running backs. So it looks good, but it's not. Horky, dead team. You're dead to me. Your dead team is dead to me, sir. Fuck off and leave. Let's see. Bob226 in the chat. Wait, I'm coming up on the pick soon. So as I'm doing this, I got to pay attention. Bob226. Where were we? Henry, Kyron, Chuba, Trevion. Late. That's what I'm talking about. This guy follows instructions. Well done, Josiah. Fucking 4 stud running backs. Malik. Oh, amazing. Devontae, Debo, Jaden Reed. Got a couple QBs in there. Got some tight ends going. Romeo Dubs. So a little bit soft at wide receiver, but that's how you want to build this one. I love it. Love Fields. Do you get Fields? No. Murray and Drake May. Oh, am I on the clock? Wait. All right, let's pay attention. I'll be on the clock in a second here. Mess with my shit. I think I'm going to take a tight end, as I said. And there's another tight end making waves right now. Oronde Gadsden on the chart. You know what? Fuck it. Let's go with the guy making. Nah. Yeah. Wait. Nah. No. Reminded me that I don't need special players here. I just need good scorers every single week. There we go. So back to it. Yeah, Bob, Josiah, great. Love this draft. A little soft at wide receiver, but great at running back, which is what we want in this format. J. Cream, again, not in the chat with us here, but donkeying it up at home. Kamara, Mason, no other running backs. He don't give a shit. This is a garbage team. Dead to me. I unfriend you. Thank you for your donation. This will help us all get past week 1. Pomalo, also not a good. I don't like it. McCaffrey, Montgomery, and nothing really else. But backups, these guys will not be there to help you because your team's eliminated before they ever got to help you. Thank you for the donation, Pomalo. You suck. Fuck you. But no, I appreciate you actually because you're going to help all the people here in this chat advance out of this, out of round 1. And that's all we want. We just want to get through round 1. You're not Trey McBride guy. There's no way that you took Trey McBride. That is not you. No. There's no way. He's trolling me now. After I ripped. You took Jalen Warren? Why? Why would you take Jalen Warren in round 4? Why? No, it's not him. Please, Ricky Gordon, don't let this be you. I don't accept it. I ripped way too hard on this team. If you're in the chat with me, I don't do that. I try to, ask me about that lineup. I'll say it looks great. It's right in the song. Yeah, no, you definitely don't want Zach Moss. All right. I'm going to assume that you're trolling and that's not actually you because the Jalen Warren pick is unacceptable. Dead team. B-Dats, shitty team. Actually, this is a good start. And I think he almost makes up for it late with these RBs, but I think he'll have a hard time getting through as well. Lamb, Drake, Higgins, Devontae, amazing. Burrow, great. Harvey, sketchy. Robinson Jr., not that great. And then nothing else. So again, this team just lacks RB talent. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. But half-point PPR, you're supposed to build around your running backs. I don't understand what everybody's doing here, but you know what? Whatever. Bucks also just 2 running backs that are starting. Maybe J.K. Dobbins, the third starter, so that might be acceptable. Finstradamos, Jacobs, Mixon, Jones, okay. Lamar, Justin Jefferson, Kittle, luxury tight end. Dunze, Addison, not playing week 1 probably. I don't mind it. Not a dead team. James for hockey, this is going to have a tough time getting through with Pollard, Tyrone Tracy. Ugh. I think you can get it done, though. Of course, myself, we got Barkley, Brown, Bowers, auto pick. Tet McMillan, Jimmy Connor. So originally I was going to take Kyron Williams there. Whatever. Tet McMillan. I had to take Connor here. Had I not taken Connor, let's see, pick 50. Yeah, we're taking Pickens or another wide receiver there. Got Pearsall, Jacoby, Baker, Caleb, Godwin. I need Godwin to start early. I can't wait. I cannot wait. He needs to be ready for week 1 for me. Took a chance. Keon Coleman there. Wandy, my all-purpose Swiss knife. Oh, okay. All right. A queer mistake. I hope it's not a queer mistake. Like he's just handsome. Like Jaylen Warren, he's really good looking. So you took him. That's what happened. Like I saw the picture. Said, thought you were swiping. Thought it was Grindr swiping right. No. Oh, Q. Yeah. So I figured that. So Ricky Gordon had a good excuse for it. Sorry for ripping on you that hard. I don't mean to piss on anybody's Cheerios that's in the chat with us. You got to tell me that you're in here, so I will be more gentle. But yeah, you fucked that one up. How did you fuck it up? Really was going well. I want to understand the McBride pick. I guess I just don't like it there. It's just too soon because he would have been there in round 3. Can't take McBride over Malik. No. And then the Warren thing just really doubled down on brutality. So I think this draft, unfortunately, is going to, listen, let's check back in, Ricky Gordon. But, he's driving. Yeah, that's why. Yeah. It's my fault doing the show during the afternoon drive. But it's it's 7 o'clock. Should be driving. Should be home. Yeah, that'll do it. All right. So I'm going to give you all the excuses. I'm going to accept it. And I think this is one of the first ones you did with us. So keep showing up. We've got Draft-a-Paloozas going. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We try to do them every day. You've got to check here on the channel, though. Sometimes they're going to be at noon, but I am pushing I am pushing some of these till 5, 6 o'clock for like a little after work matinee, so to speak. Depends on the day. Get a tooth issue. Got to go out, play a little golf. There's stuff going on during the day. I'm not just here drafting best ball teams. I got shit to do. So sometimes we're going to go noon. Sometimes we're going to go at 6, but it's Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 3 times a week, streaming with the geek. And if you guys want to get in on just straight best ball contests against me and a lot of the guys who, you know what I'm saying, Josiah, who's got to hit the golf course. It's summertime. You got to go. I'm stuck in the house all year. So if you guys want to draft against me, Soups, Polak, Josiah, Tattoo, the whole crew in 12-man leagues, just having some fun. 12-man leagues, having some fun. Not that kind of fun, Ricky Gordon. Not that kind of fun. But just having a little league, best ball league fun. Let Tattoo Freak know. I'm assuming he's putting links in the description of this video, or at worst in my Discord channel in DFS Army. But if anybody's interested, I'm sure we're going to put those links in the comments to this video or in the description. You can join our sleeper leagues. All we ask, they're run by League Safe. There's no trust happening here. We're not taking your money. I don't want anything to do with your money. And it's really just about like, hey, I like being in leagues as well. I don't like only doing tournaments. I like leagues. I can win leagues frequently. Tournaments, I need to put 150 entries to win one. League, I just need to do one and I can win it. So if you want to participate, cool. They're $25 leagues. Best ball, no in-season management at all. No waivers, no nothing. You draft a team, and then you can check at the end. You can check it every week. How am I doing in the standings? That's it. All right, that's going to do it for Best Ball Draft-a-Palooza. It's a Palooza Draft Ball party. Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I'll see you guys next time. I appreciate everybody hanging out, watching live, 118 people. Yes, get some blue moons. Maybe one of those $25 things will also be for a 6-pack, a 12er of blue moon, which is worth more than everything. Fact 74. I hope you saw my note in the Discord. There is a basic training page on the DFS Army NFL landing page. Go to the basic training. We have all kinds of videos, strategy for DraftKings, years and years where all my content is there. Years. How to win on DraftKings, how to pick contest selection, all of the stuff that you need to be good at DFS. It's in the basic training. And of course, you hang with us throughout the season. I do streams every single Saturday. We do a Friday stream publicly. Everybody can watch it. Tournament Tactics right here in DFS YouTube channel. And for subscribers, I have a private stream that I do on Saturdays. Not this kind of stream, Ricky, Gordon. Not this kind of stream, private. Not the queer one. A regular stream where we build lineups together, handcrafted for smaller single entry style contests. So we learn about how to build a handcrafted correlated lineup that has a real chance of winning. And we've won with those lineups. We'll build 10, 15 lineups. A lot of people just kind of build them together with me. And it has been amazing. I just ask around in the chat how we did. Last year, we were taking down these 40X tournaments, and we really build them for the 10X and 40X contest. That's what we're trying to win. And then, of course, we also get very deep into how to use the optimizer to attack big tournaments. There's mini-max contests. There are 5-cent games, 25-cent games, 50-cent games, whatever kind of game you want. You don't have to put up $10,000, $5,000 to enter and max enter a contest, even a showdown. There's a 50-cent game. There's a nickel game. There's all levels. And what I ask everybody to do is don't spend all your money before you've proven that you can win a tournament with your approach. So you've got to start with the small, the low dollar, 50-cent game, 25-cent game, whatever. Build 150, use the Dom station. Dan, I remember you from last year. And yeah, had a great year. The Players Club, hopefully it worked out well for you. I'm telling you, DFS Army's a family. It's an awesome place to be. It's a great community. So I hope everybody is there. We're going to have a special promo coming up for the season long, the full year pass. Probably in the next show or two, I'll start mentioning it. I don't think it's live yet, but we have a pretty big discount for the 12-month NFL package at DFS Army. That is the one to do. If you're an NFL-only person, you grab the 12-month NFL. It gives you 12 months. It's like it comes out to like $20 a month. So it's discounted. It's much lower than the industry for DFS because DFS Army is all about average Joes into DFS pros. Guys, I'll see you next time. I appreciate everybody hanging out.